along here.
Live from downtown Detroit, it's the No Bullshit News Hour with my main man, Charlie LeDuff, and Karen Dumas.
It's just it, breaking news. No more bullshit. No more bullshit.
Today on the No Bullshit News Hour that you've been waiting for all week, true crime. The Samantha Walls update. Jocelyn Benson. Did she commit a crime that will get her removed from the ballot? Big breaking exclusive news with political hitman Robert Davis. That's coming.
Is this the hole-in-one?
It's a hole-in-one, $50,000 if you hit it.
Luke Nowacki, Financial Wealth Management. What is 50 grand after tax?
37,750.
What about state tax?
Yeah, I'm throwing both in there.
What about sales tax?
There's no sales tax.
Well, you're buying the beer.
It's income.
You'll buy the beer.
We write that off.
Luke Nowacki.
Financial 248-663-4748 for sound financial advice.
I'm Grace Karros, and I'm third generation of American Coney Island. People say Detroit's a comeback city. I say, where you been? We've been here for over 100 years. My family's been here on the same corner, serving our famous proprietary American Coney Island hot dog. So like always, we're keeping things fresh, updated, and new. We'd love to have you come downtown and visit us, but if you can't, you can always go to AmericanConeyIsland.com, order a Coney kit, get it delivered fresh right to your door.
Oh yeah, well let me lay it out for you, all right? You all remember, I just was transfixed by this case. So many strange things. But you remember Michael Jackson Bolanos was acquitted 2 years ago in the high-profile murder of Detroit Jewish leader Samantha Wall. Even so, Bolanos is serving 18 months to 15 years in prison for lying to police officers, the equivalent of a murder bid anyhow. And yes, he's going on year 4. They had him locked up for a year for trial. He's been doing 2 years, and they don't want him out. For comparison, the maximum sentence for lying to an FBI agent is 5 years. Curiously, Bolanos has been granted release multiple times by the state parole board, but his release continues to be blocked by the Wayne County Prosecutor's Office. Why? Because prosecutors and the police have egg on their faces. They screwed that case so badly that the jury couldn't help but have had reasonable doubt. Now, what doubts? First, the prosecution and the police presented an elaborate case featuring cell phone data and video footage of Bolanos skulking across the city, attempting to break into cars. But for the 23-minute window when prosecutors claim Wall was murdered, there was no video at all. It was all conjecture. Jurors were told that Bolanos crept into Wall's townhouse to steal something. And then when he came upon this little white woman sleeping on the sofa, he freaked out and stabbed her 8 times in the neck and head. Then Bolanos decided not to steal anything at all, leaving her purse and computer behind, and then walking into a security camera frame about a third of a mile away, all in the span of less than 3 minutes. It's a near physical impossibility. I ran it, I walked it, I ran it. It's not possible. Now, Bolanos, a convicted felon, admitted on the stand that he was out to steal. He said he came across Wall's body on the sidewalk outside her door, checked for her pulse, realized she was dead, and then walked off. If I remember right, and they asked him on the stand, why'd you walk off? He said, black man with a record, walking around, other side of town, and a dead white woman. Mm-hmm. I'm going to be, yeah, that's exactly what happened. But that's how he got a few drops of blood on his jacket. That's what he claimed. He kept the jacket. You think if you did a brutal murder, you're not going to keep the jacket. Okay, anyway, here's the problem with his story. Rather unconvincingly, he said that he never entered her apartment, even though something set off her motion sensor just at that time. Was it a night owl? Was it a raccoon? Was it a bat? I don't think so. But admitting that would have put the repeat offender in prison for another decade at least, right?
At least.
100%. Now, the second reasonable doubt was that detectives never bothered to follow up on grainy images captured by another security camera of a different man sprinting through the parking lot of Woll's townhouse earlier that evening. Now, who might that have been? The jury heard police body cam footage of a 911 call made by Woll's ex-boyfriend, Jeffrey Herbstman, 2 weeks after her brutal slaying. Do we have it, or am I just going to...
You're going to have to read it.
I'm going to have to read it. Here's what the 911 call said. He said to 911, not in an interrogation room, in a parking lot. He called the police. So it wasn't like they were waterboarding this guy. He called them and he said, "I'm having a panic attack. I'm convinced I may have murdered my girlfriend and I don't remember it," Herbstman cried. "I have the motive and I have the opportunity."
Jesus.
Now, Herbstman later claimed on the stand that he had a psychotic snap after he mixed his antidepressant medication with marijuana. And prosecutors believed him. They needed to make him go away because he's reasonable doubt. Especially when you call the police and say, "I had motive, I had opportunity. I think I murdered and I don't remember." They gave him immunity.
Wow.
Forever. Now, in his closing arguments, very good defense lawyer Brian Brown put up the grainy photograph of the man running through the parking lot of Samantha Woll's place the night of her murder next to a photograph of Herbstman at the police station the night he called 911. Are we putting those up?
Yep.
Take a look. Mm-hmm. On the right. No, you change it. Which one am I looking at, Mark? Okay. On the right is the night they picked him up. See the flip of hair? See the dark glasses? Okay, that's the grainy still frame the night of her murder. You see the flip of hair? You see the dark glasses?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, this could this be Herbstman is what Brown asked the jury.
It looks very similar to me. This person running from the scene looks very similar to Jeff Herbstman. Haircut, glasses, even the coat he's wearing looks very similar. Very similar indeed.
Indeed. The jury rightly had reasonable doubts, right? They acquitted Bolanos of first-degree murder, reached no decision of felony murder and home invasion charges, which got dismissed, but did convict him of lying to police officers when he denied he was stealing cars. The Department of Corrections recommended at trial that Bolanos be given probation. The judge ignored the recommendation and sentenced him to a year and a half to 15 in the state pen with 243 days served. Now, listen to me clearly. I'm not saying Bolanos is an innocent man. I'm not God. He did have Woll's blood on his jacket after all. Reasonable. And I'm not saying that Herbstman may have murdered his ex-girlfriend. It was Herbstman who said he may have murdered his ex-girlfriend. This is the trippiest case ever. See, but in America, a person is innocent until proven guilty. And Bolanos was never found guilty. So this is for all of us. This isn't for Bolanos. It's for all of us. To keep Bolanos incarcerated for 15 years to paper over the ineptitude of the prosecutors and the police department is a complete miscarriage of justice. And it's no justice for Samantha Woll at all because nobody's doing time for her murder. Bolanos' next parole hearing is scheduled for August 26th. Now, I did a little video. Would you like to see it?
Sure.
Herbstman's still living in town. I just wanted to ask him, so we got that?
Yeah.
Let's roll it.
Jeffrey, you said you didn't have an alibi. Here's you the night you were getting interrogated when you called police and said you had the motive and the opportunity. I know you're home, that's your car. I ran your plates. Oh, look, he's got new towels delivered. Wipe himself clean. I'm not saying you did it. You said you did it.
Michael Jackson Bolanos was acquitted of the murder of Samantha Woll, a prominent Detroit Jewish leader. He was convicted, however, for lying to police. And now embarrassed prosecutors are intervening in his parole. They want him to stay in prison for another 15 years. Now, a jury was convinced that Bolanos did not murder Samantha. So who did? Now, I'm not saying this is the guy who might have stabbed her 8 times in the neck and face. He said that he might be the guy who stabbed her 8 times in the neck and face. Listen to his 911 call.
I'm convinced that I may have murdered my girlfriend and I don't remember it because I have the motive and I have the opportunity.
That's Samantha's ex-lover, Jeffrey Herbstman. He lawyered up after the call. Now Herbstman claims he was tripping on antidepressants and weed when he dialed. A psychotic snap, he says. Now prosecutors believed him and gave him immunity forever. Now if Bolanos didn't murder Samantha, I wonder who Herbstman thinks might be the real killer.
Jeffrey, they're keeping Michael Jackson Bolanos in prison for a murder he was acquitted of. If he didn't do it, who do you think did it? You said you did it. Did you do it? They tracked Bolanos all through the city that night. But here's a guy at 1:30 in the morning when their alarm reset. Who do you think that is? And that's you the night you called police and said you did it. Very similar indeed. Jeffrey, come out, because I'm just going to come back. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get a couple of pills he said he took. I'm going to smoke some weed. Well, that's good shit. Might even have a cocktail. Let's see if I freak out, call the FBI, and confess to disappearing Jimmy Hoffa.
Yeah.
Nothing yet. Oh yeah, feeling real good. But no weird desire to call the police and confess to a murder. I think these pills are kicking.
Definitely the weed's kicking.
My heart's racing. Okay, I'm starting to get paranoid. If I go into shock, just drive right up Grand Boulevard, because that's engine 32, I think, is right up there, okay? And there are EMTs. They probably don't know what to do either, but hey, the clock stops. Thanks, Mike. Feeling good. I could sit here all day. I'm starting to do this. Whoa. I gotta make a call.
Hello?
Hey, it's me. Can you make me a sandwich?
Yeah.
Thanks. Nothing yet. Michigan enjoyer. It's a beautiful day.
Well, you know, when it rains, the power goes out. And when the power goes out, the internet goes out. When the internet goes out, I call my friend Matt and Bernie at XG Service Group. Look at Bernie here on his hands and knees, giving it everything he's got. Look at that man crack. So busy, he forgot to wear a belt. There's Matt right there getting the board together. That's 734-245-4100 if you need Matt and Bernie to come take care of your voice over internet, your security cameras, off-campus access control, Wi-Fi, and cameras for homes and business. They'll design it for you. You got restaurants, they do drive-through systems, railroad cameras for public safety, total wireless camera systems for your home and business. Yeah, that's right. Call XG Services at 734-245-4100. Now, Michigan drivers pay the highest car rates in the country. For years, like every other fucking metric, we're just getting fucking screwed. Why? Because the system priced people on everything but their driving records. So Cure came to Michigan to do it different. Your rate is priced mainly on how well you drive, not your credit score. What's your credit score got to do with driving, dude? I know. I mean, it's frustrating. You've been driving these roads your whole life. They're shit, but you've been driving them your whole life. So get priced like it. Drivers who switch see an average savings of over 40%, so you don't have to drive around without insurance. Go to Cure.com right now and see what your driving's actually worth. Cure.com.
Nice.
So what were you asking me, Robert Davis?
Man, I'm very curious after seeing that video. How did the medication make you feel?
Ooh.
Which medication?
I can't. I don't have the. It's Avelity, I think. I got it from a friend. I got
not the herbal medication. I know how that makes you.
Yeah, no. These are antidepressants, man. About 90 milligrams.
You weren't afraid to take it and mix it?
I I'm a professional, bro. So there's a disclaimer if you're listening, you didn't read, like, all narcotics and alcohol consumed in the making of that film were consumed by a professional, right? If you're going, so if you're going to attempt this, consult a doctor.
Oh, I hope you did.
But I mean, seriously, it's not funny. Like, you grew up here, right? Oh, do you know that he's the all-time rebounding champion at University of Michigan?
I didn't know that. Yeah.
So you've been here forever.
Yeah, I've been here forever.
I mean,
and I know your son played or plays.
He plays.
He does still play.
He was at Old Dominion for the last 2 years, and preseason player of the year in the Sun Belt, and then he got a great offer to play at the competitor at Troy University in Troy, Alabama for this year in the Sun Belt as well, and so I'm expecting great things out of him.
NIL money? You get any money?
Hey man, that's his business.
That's his business.
That's his business.
Listen,
man.
If he needs a valet, I'm available. I'm getting pills, liquor, and weed.
He's a good Christian kid.
So am I. I just got problems.
That's great.
But yeah, look, man, we've seen like so much wild shit in this town. It's a big town. It's a real town, and this is wild. So I know you didn't pay as close attention as I did to this case, but just seeing that, I mean, you studied law, dude.
Yeah, I mean, just the admission from the ex-boyfriend or lover was just a huge red flag, and I just can't believe. Well, I can believe because I don't have great confidence in our prosecutor, Kim Worthy, in that office. But I mean, just to not follow up on that particular fact. I mean, I can't even see how in the world they proceeded to trial and try to charge this individual, knowing that the ex-lover made this admission in a phone call to the police, which is quite odd. I don't care how high or how inebriated you may be off of prescribed medication and even herbal essence, as I call it. But certainly it wouldn't cause you to call the police and admit to a murder. And based upon your description of how the murder was committed, it seems as if it was very personal. It wasn't random, considering that the person was stabbed so many times in their face and head. I mean, that sounds like a personal attack, not just someone randomly stumbling upon a person while he was committing a robbery.
Yeah, I'd say, I'll ask you, Mark, I'm just saying, could be. You know what I mean?
But the problem is he was tried and he was acquitted, so now they're finding some kind of like de facto double jeopardy to keep him locked up. And
I can't. I mean, in hearing the narrative, I can't see how in the world that trial court judge sentenced him for lying to the police to a year in jail. I mean, it's individuals who have been convicted or pled guilty to far severe felonies that are out on probation.
Thank you, man. That exactly the point. Well put. Now, having said it, again, I don't. Only the murderer and God know, right? You can't know, but that's why we have a system, and there are like a lot of reasonable doubts here. Having said that, I'm looking at the judge. I'm looking at the family who's convinced the guy with her blood on him did it. Reasonable. Reasonable. Right? But there's doubt. Okay, so anyway, this guy's like a 3-striker. So we as a society told him, stop busting into cars. That's what he does. Stop doing it, dude. Stop doing it, right? Chance. And then you're doing it. And then you come and you stumble over a dead woman and you don't call anybody. He said he didn't go into the apartment, but somehow the motion trigger. Okay. We told you not to do it. Right. So I know what the judge was doing. But we can't.
Right.
We can't. I mean, the guy, dude, you're out breaking into cars and you leave a fucking dead woman there. But we can't. It's not for him. It's we're now in an era where we're talking about we got to blow up the system. No, we don't. We got to get the corruption out of the system.
Agree.
You know, we got to get corruption out of capitalism. We got to get corruption out of the courtroom.
Oh man, that's a very sensitive subject with me. I mean, there's a lot of corruption in the courtroom. It's unfortunate that you have individuals who are sitting as the decision makers who are not fair or impartial. They are unfairly persuaded by the individuals who appear before them, either in a positive way or in a negative way. If I like you, I'm going to give you swift justice in your favor. If I dislike you, be careful, because it's coming down hard on you. But I mean, the scales of justice are not blind, unfortunately, and we need to truly revamp our justice system.
Do we need to Mark? No.
And when I say revamp, we truly need some safeguards and truly scrutinize our judiciary. They're so protected. Their disciplinary proceedings are in secret and away from the public eye. It's very hard to get judicial rulings overruled because they're part of this clique, this fraternity, so to speak, where they protect one another. And it's very hard to sue a member of the judiciary who knowingly make wrong decisions based on politics and personal vendettas.
How about like the grievance committees?
Oh,
like, you know, everybody.
That's a joke.
Everybody listening to this program knows, like, okay, hey, the treasurer of the Democratic State Party is accused of bilking a brain damaged old woman, and they don't investigate it. Attorney General drops it. Everybody's a buddy. But what about the old woman?
Right.
Like, I don't know what the tweaks are because the system's got everything in it. Everything's codified. It's just never applied. So I say it's the culture that's corrupt, not the system that's corrupt.
I can see your viewpoint, but I think it's a mixture of the two.
I'm listening.
Because how do you rid the system of corruption if the system doesn't need to be corrected? So my question is, if you know this judge is corrupt, how do you get rid of him? Yeah.
It's important to say we're not saying that in this case. We're just
right now, not in this case,
right,
but I'm
right.
just saying in generality.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, City Hall, everything. So here's what's interesting. A good lead-in. You gave me a call. You know what Robert Davis does during election cycles?
Checks open records.
He rakes them over the coals.
Oh, I know that. Hell yeah.
Where you live is where you better be living. Your taxes better be paid. All your paperwork.
Someone's got to do it.
Yeah, totally. And it's written down. It's codified. I'm gonna let you do the details.
Sure.
If you fuck these up, you're out of there. It's I read your 80-page filing. I did with all the exhibits. It's plain as day. It was pretty good. There's only one misspelling, by the way. I'll let you know
I'm sorry.
later. You don't want to fix that. You got Jocelyn Benson. It looks like I think Jocelyn Benson, if what you allege is true, and I'm looking at the documents. Mm-hmm. She got to be off the ballot. It's not a technicality. Two things, and then I'll let you go.
Sure.
One is it's called an affidavit of identity.
Correct.
And basically, I am who I say I am. I live where I say I live. I'm registered to vote. And all of my past campaigns, if I've ever run for office, all the paperwork's in order, all the fines are paid, all the filings have been made, and you are attesting to that.
That is correct.
Under perjury.
That is correct.
Okay. So I give it go.
Well, I appreciate that. You laid it out very succinctly. I mean, what you have right now is that the soon-to-be Democratic nominee, once the election results from the primary elections are certified by the various county board of canvassers and then by the state board of canvassers, that Jocelyn Benson should not be certified to appear on the November general election ballot as a Democratic nominee because she filed a false affidavit of identity to qualify as the candidate for governor.
What'd she do?
And what she did is, on the affidavit of identity,
things, right?
she did multiple things. Now,
keep it simple.
I'm trying to keep it very simple. In terms of on that affidavit, each candidate has to attest to the fact that as of the date that they signed the affidavit, all campaign-related filing fees and fines required of the candidate or required of their candidate committees have been filed or paid. Well, as of the date in which Jocelyn Benson signed her affidavit of identity to run for governor, she had outstanding late filing fees that she had not paid, as well as it has been subsequently discovered that her candidate committee that was organized for Secretary of State run had not paid certain late filing fees as well. Now, she is the chief elections officer that is supposed to enforce the Michigan election law that requires each candidate to truthfully attest to those statements on the affidavit of identity. And she did not. And so now I filed
What's the penalty on that?
The penalty is that under the amended Michigan election law, a candidate cannot appear on the ballot as a candidate. They have to be decertified. They cannot be certified by the local county clerk, city clerk, or by the Secretary of State.
That's just election law.
That's election law.
If it's not only the perjury, and maybe
that's a separate.
Maybe she didn't know. Right?
That's a separate.
Just the fact that your paperwork's not in order, it's required by Michigan amended law that you not be certified to run for the office.
It is mandatory. It's absolutely mandatory. It explicitly states, and
this is the chief election officer who's overseeing her own election.
Well, that's the other interesting quagmire in this is that let's see how ethical she is. She, in these FOIA requests for these documents, her office has deliberately obstructed the disclosure
we're gonna get to that.
Mm-hmm.
Who ultimately has the jurisdiction to remove somebody from the ballot because of this?
Well, ultimately the courts do, but as the filing official for the gubernatorial race, the Secretary of State's office has the authority, without a person having to incur significant legal costs, to remove the candidate herself, which she has done in other races.
If this is on the up and up, then that would mean the Secretary of State would take you off, and then the candidate quite naturally would take it to court.
Exactly.
Okay, so she would take herself off and then sue herself?
Well, she's not going to take herself off. Her office is so unethical, and it makes me angry that you have individuals trying to portray themselves as ethical individuals, rule of law people, and she is far from that. Her office has done everything possible to violate the law, to obstruct the law, and to prevent full disclosure of the campaign finance records that clearly shows her violation of the law.
And I've seen history of this, Mark, you'll remember. Remember that her main attorney took a walk after Dana Nessle's wife and pollster fundraiser, there was a criminal referral made, campaign finance problems, and Nessle and Benson talked about taking the referral back. The lawyer said that's illegal, so you can't do it. Well, charges have never come. So just that conversation they had is unethical, probably illegal, and nothing ever happened.
Well, you want to hear something interesting? Well, in addition to the litigation that I have going to have her removed from the ballot, a campaign finance complaint was also filed in accordance with the Michigan Campaign Finance Act against Jocelyn Benson for her blatant violations of the Michigan Campaign Finance Act. Where under the Campaign Finance Act, whenever you file a complaint against the Secretary of State for her blatant violations of the Campaign Finance Act, it has to be referred to the Michigan Attorney General. In this instance, my campaign finance complaint was referred to the Michigan Attorney General. This was 2.5, 3 weeks ago. Nothing has happened. This is an open and shut case. Clear as day. There's no ambiguity. There's no disputed issues of fact. Jocelyn Benson violated the law, and she should not be able to skirt the mandatory provisions that require her to be decertified and removed from the ballot. I think it's
important to say it's mandatory. We didn't write the law.
No,
they wrote these laws for a reason.
And the reason why they amended the Michigan election law is because so many candidates and their candidate committees were just blowing off the Campaign Finance Act. They had tens of thousands of dollars in late filing fees. They never filed their campaign finance reports. It is a teethless law. And so what you had, the Republican-controlled legislature said, enough is enough. We're going to hold these candidates accountable.
Right.
So now we're going to put a remedy in the statute that says if you don't have your shit in order,
You're out.
You're out. Not only that, then Attorney General, you enforce the law because it's perjury, because it's a sworn
When did
affidavit.
they amend it? Do you remember?
2021.
You want to? Do you remember when Kwame Kilpatrick goes to prison and Ken Cockrell Jr. takes over as mayor, and then Dave Bing's running against him? I called Cockrell with thousands and thousands and thousands, and nothing happened.
Exactly. And that's the reason at that time the statute did not provide a remedy for when candidates have outstanding late filing fees and outstanding campaign finance reports that have not been paid for years. There was no remedy set forth in the statute.
Okay.
Now there is. And not only is the remedy mandatory that those candidates cannot appear and are decertified from being a candidate for that particular elective office, but also under the statute it has a criminal penalty for perjury, which is never prosecuted.
Right.
But certainly, at a minimum, the civil remedy, the civil penalty, Jocelyn Benson shall not appear on the November ballot.
And you're not going away, are you?
Oh, absolutely not.
Ooh, Mark, election year intrigue.
Yeah.
No, it's not going away.
No,
I know you.
How can she stand in front of the voters of the state of Michigan and say she's an ethical person when she's standing in violation of the law, and as the chief elections officer, she is so unethical that she is not enforcing the law. She's trying to do everything in her power to cover up her misdeeds. This sounds quite familiar because her husband did the same thing when he worked for Duggan.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's
Wait,
just,
her husband, Benson's husband, who worked for Duggan, fundraiser, was funneling money to Duggan's mistress,
who's now his wife,
and then was involved in deleting all the evidence, all the emails and stuff.
Absolutely,
And now he's in charge of the big data center out in Saline that nobody wants.
I mean, it seems as if
It's weird as shit.
Benson has a DNA of corruption.
Okay, let me do this. Speaking of cover up, the more. It's the second prong of your filing, which is more interesting to me. The first one I think is slam dunk.
I appreciate it.
You asked for her affidavit of identity, which has the address. Where do you live?
Right.
Where are you registered to vote? That's open record. Everybody's address, by the way,
Yes.
is public record, right? You go down to Register of Deeds. Can't be redacted. They redacted her address. Why do you want her address, Robert Davis?
Well, I want her address to verify whether or not she's truly a resident and she domiciles where she's claiming to domicile.
Which is in the city, right?
Allegedly in the city of Detroit, which I think is a farce. But in order to create a full record for a court of law, I just can't have allegations without substantial documentary evidence to support it, which is why I need the address that she attested to on that sworn affidavit to verify whether or not that's accurate. I don't believe it is accurate because the address in which she's claiming to live in the city of Detroit that she keeps claiming on MSNBC or MS Now, that where people showed up to her house during COVID with guns and so forth.
Which they didn't.
Which is an absolute stage. She is so phony and fraudulent that I hate the fact that my party that I love, the Democratic Party, has nominated this fake individual who should be standing before a judge on perjury charges for violating Michigan election law and submitting a false perjured affidavit.
So you don't think she lives? I'm not gonna. I know where she says she.
Well,
lives. What evidence do you have?
If she.
What evidence do you
Well,
have?
I just want to make this point
all right.
to show you how unethical her office is. If you were to FOIA any other candidate's affidavit of identity, their residential address that's listed on that affidavit would not be redacted. It would be fully disclosed.
That's one of your exhibits,
right?
Which
so
it was Willie Burton.
Exactly.
Oh, please, Commissioner Willie, friend of the show. Oh, Commissioner Willie.
And so where I think she lives, I mean, her and her husband Mr. Fredericks, I think his name is his
Friedrichs.
Friedrichs.
Yeah.
I mean, the public records clearly show that they have palatial estates all across the state of Michigan, outside of the city of Detroit, which he wants to try to claim some type of connection to, and outside the state of Michigan, period. So,
do you got neighbors talking?
And you got neighbors in this Detroit neighborhood enclave saying, she really doesn't live here. She pokes in every now and again, but in terms of the domicile residence definition, that is not the place where she habitually sleeps and lays her head.
Do you know, does she pay city tax for being a resident?
Well, I mean, that's one of the things in which where I'm trying to get the address that she used on this affidavit to verify. You need the actual documentation to say this address in this sworn affidavit, she's attested to that this is her domicile.
Now, this is not my.
So the question when you approach her, say, why are you hiding your address if people had already showed up at your residence 6 years ago during COVID? Everybody knows what your residential address is, if that was truly the case. Why are you redacting it now on public documents that should not be redacted?
Now, again, yes.
What are you hiding?
Let's let
Ms.
that linger.
Benson?
So I've done this so many times. In fact, the last go around for the mayor of Detroit, well, you live near Flint, dude. What are you talking about?
That's right.
You're talking about the Reverend Kinlock.
Yeah. So, I mean, this happens so many times that I just got tired of it because, again, nobody enforces the law, which is where you lay your head, right? So
exactly,
you'll hear people, judges, dismiss it saying, I mean, he was there one day. We can't really say, they were there, so we're just going to dismiss it. But that's not what the law says.
Exactly.
What does the law say?
You know what's so funny? The law says where a person habitually sleeps
and keeps their personal effects.
Keeps their personal effects.
Yeah.
And I'm going through a separate case in Highland Park where a person is running for city treasurer. And what's so ironic about that case is that the address that this person is claiming to live at, to be his domicile, his residence, is directly across the street from me. And I'm saying to myself that people really have balls, but they know that no one's going to enforce it. Who cares? But in this instance with the Secretary of State, Jocelyn Benson, bending the law, obstructing the law, and she's a lawyer. She's a lawyer, but not a very good one. Because if you recall,
she's never had her name attached to one court case.
No, but I remember this very vividly when I was successful in getting Mike Duggan removed from the ballot due to his residency and voter registration issue back in 2013. She and I appeared on Let It Rip at Fox 2. And she was supposed to be this esteemed scholar. She was the dean of law school at Wayne State Law School, who was supposed to be arguing in favor of Mike Duggan staying on the ballot. And at that time, I said to myself, she has no clue, and she has aspirations of becoming the chief elections officer, and she doesn't know basic fundamental statutory interpretation of election law. That was problematic then. That was 2013, 13 years ago? Mm-hmm. And now fast forward today where she's violating and breaking the law as the chief election officer and committed perjury by signing a false affidavit of identity, and she somehow wants to become governor and thinks she is ethical. I hope every Republican and every independent voter really take a close examination of this case and her unethical behavior, because it is a pattern. Benson has a DNA of corruption, period. Her and her husband.
Yeah. She's a white nationalist hunter. The Southern Poverty Law Center, and they're actually funding the white nationalists to have parades and make noise.
So you file this, and when does she have to respond? How is she going to avoid responding? I mean, what do you think the next steps are going to be?
Well, the court today will be issuing an expedited scheduling order.
Sure.
The court yesterday required that I provide notice to her candidate committee because part of the filings is that I've asked for an emergency evidentiary hearing and for permission for the court to immediately issue discovery subpoenas to her candidate committees for their financial records, as well as to the Secretary of State, State Bureau of Elections, to get their campaign finance records to clearly show how she is obstructing the law and trying to truly hide the truth. She's running from the truth. And I hope you call her up, Mr. LeDuff, and ask her. Or chase her down.
Well, I think you just started the ball rolling here, bro.
Yeah. And ask her, what are you running from, Secretary of State? Why are you breaking the law?
You know, at the very least, man, just you're done. You're not going to be Secretary of State. You're running for governor. Win or lose, that's what you're doing. You need to resign your position now. Not recuse yourself. Just resign the position and give it to your deputy. Because that came directly from this desk in the beginning. We got 105% of the adult population registered to vote. We got 17,000 people 100 years or older. These rolls stink. You're not keeping track of our documents, you know, for our enhanced IDs as required by law. You're being sued all over the place. You were board of directors of the Southern Poverty Law Center, and you're laundering money. Come on. Just quit. And then you can see Robert in court. It's time to resign.
I think she does. I mean, I hope you reverberate that message throughout your viewership and your followers, because Benson is trouble. It's time for her to go. And the fact that her unethical conduct as it relates to these Michigan campaign finance and Michigan election law violations, I mean, she stinks up to high heaven. This thing stinks. And I'm hoping that the media really takes a hold of this to really begin shaking this tree so that she could respond and so that the truth is revealed.
Where does she live?
You have to ask Miss Benson.
Just not in her...
Just not in Detroit. I can tell you that.
And you got affidavits from people saying
well, I mean, we're in the process of trying to get that, but the fact of the matter,
you can't do all that work until you get the official word.
When you have individuals to the right and to the left of her and across the street saying we rarely see this person, except when she's trying to be on MS Now Live saying I'm in my residence in the city of Detroit.
Let's do the caveat.
That stinks.
Let's do the caveat here before the old. Look here, we did it to Duggan. Dude, you didn't live here. It was a fraud. We did it to Minister Kinlock. We did it to Rick Snyder. Remember, he's commuting from Ann Arbor.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Oh
one.
Yeah, who else we do it to? We looked into Mary Sheffield. Dave Bing, I kicked his ass on. So this is just politics. This is the way it goes, and we do our own work. Nobody, did anybody whisper in your ear, or did you just say, "Let me look at every candidate"?
No, one thing that I do, Charlie, is that I don't discriminate. And me being a card-carrying Democrat and a former elected official of the Democratic Party as well, is that I don't limit my review of conservatives or Republicans. I mean, I look at members of my own party, and it was funny is that I had Democratic leadership calling me on the phone telling me to stop, and I'm saying, hell no.
Wow.
Hell no. If we're talking about doing the right thing, being rule of law and enforcing the rule of law, we should do that. And Jocelyn Benson should do the honorable thing and be honest with the voters and the citizens of the state of Michigan and say, hey, I made a mistake. I violated the law, and here's the consequence. I cannot be the Democratic nominee. And instead, now the Republicans have something to run on to basically say she's violating the law. She needs to be charged with perjury. How can you be the chief elections officer violating the very statute that you charged to enforce, which is the Michigan election law and the Michigan campaign finance?
Mark, is where do you live? For me, like,
what's easy?
Why'd you just?
It should be easy.
Live? How hard is this?
Yeah, it should be the easy thing to answer.
Well, exactly.
Another hipster. Yeah. I love Detroit.
Why did you have your staff redact your address?
Yeah.
Is she going to claim safety?
How? When everybody, if people already appeared on your lawn,
I know,
by the hundreds, your address is a public record, is it not? If hundreds of people appeared on your lawn.
I didn't say it was a good argument. I just said I think that's the only
So what
argument
is
you
there
can
to
come up
hide?
with, right? Yeah. What? Wait, don't look me up. Why are you looking me up? What did I do? I'm not running for anything.
It's the old Mark Fellauer Michigan address. Oh, is your does your address start with 2?
Yeah.
Does it end in 2?
Yeah.
Are you in Oakland County?
I am.
And does the street you live on end in road or it's road, right?
It's road, yeah.
I found it just like that.
Yeah,
You know why?
of course.
You know why? Because it's public record.
Of course. Yeah.
They don't want to give you the official public record. I can look up Jocelyn, Benson, Detroit, and go to give me that Detroit address, but you want her to say it.
I want you to say it, and I want you to show it, what you put on a sworn affidavit.
Yeah. And then I'm going to get the sworn affidavit from the neighbors. Oof.
Saying who? Who was that?
Man, dude,
Well, I may have seen her 2 years ago, or maybe even 6 years ago.
the politicos hate
No
your
way.
fucking guts. They fucking hate you. If somebody hated more than me, it's you.
I wear that with a badge of honor.
We're trying to keep society on the rails, man.
Absolutely. I mean, if I have to follow the rule of law, what makes you any different?
Of course.
Right. Now, Mark, real quick.
Yes.
Did we come up with a little jingle here for like, all right, loudmouth dudes flying off on social media?
I
You
did.
don't even put your face on it. You're just a tough guy.
I did. It's. I would say it's in beta testing because I think you're going to hate it.
I'm probably going to hate it, but I like the fact that you
I'm lowering the bar. I'm lowering expectations.
Wait, don't
okay.
do it yet because
Okay.
I got to pull it up here.
All right. Well,
You
yeah.
got to go right into it.
It'll give you 18 seconds.
Old keyboard tough guy. Oh, okay.
You ready?
Yeah, let's see what you
But
got.
you're gonna hate this so much.
Time to answer the mail from the toughest guys online. Get ready for keyboard tough guys.
Oh, no, that was an error.
Oh, go ahead, do it again. I like
All right,
it.
all right,
I actually like it.
Okay.
That's-
Wow, you do? See, I lowered the bar.
Time to answer the mail from the toughest guys online. Get ready for keyboard tough guys.
Not bad, Mark. I gotta say that's a last minute.
Oh, the video. We'll work on the video too.
All right, here you go. You ready?
Yes.
What are you doing? Put the phone down.
Oh,
We're in
I'm
the middle of a
sorry.
show. What are you doing?
No, I'm just checking my text
You
messages.
want to say how great that video was?
So last week we did, you know, the new GM headquarters
Yes.
that they're renting. That Dan, I'll get into it in a sec. And they found a masterpiece of art buried in Northland's tunnels when they were demolishing it.
Really?
Yeah, paid $1 million for it. It's a Bertoya, right? Postmodern, post-war, you know, modern art. 27 feet, steel rods. They look like 2 hay stacks.
Wow.
Look like a burst of sun, right? Dipped in bronze and brass.
Where did they find it?
In the Northland Mall basement. It was being stored there, and everybody forgot about it. And then when they demolished the place, they saw it and just thought it was a bunch of rebar laying there. And somebody goes, wait a minute. That's the long-lost Bertoya. So Southfield sold it to General Motors, who was having it restored. And the guy who restored it, according to his former employees and affidavits filed, and GM confirms it, he didn't restore it, he spray painted it. So $1 million, it's, you know, you watch Antiques Roadshow?
No.
Okay, you know the concept.
Yeah.
You bring your shit in and they appraise it. You ever see when they're like, oh, dude, you shouldn't have painted it. Oh,
Yeah,
you
ruin
fucked
it.
it up. It's worthless. Okay. So we do that. And I say, here's my post is, Gilbert Skyscraper isn't the only grift being perpetrated downtown.
Ooh.
Okay. Now, GM, you got a, I'm a shareholder. We paid $1 million for this fucking thing. What are we going to do? Can't just ignore it. Okay. So I wrote that, and here comes Tuff Guy. Funny, play it again a little bit there. Play that Tuff Guy keyboard.
Oh, okay.
I love it so much.
There it is.
Yeah. This guy's name,
Time to answer the
Brad.
mail from
Brad. Yeah, perfect. Just, you know, it's Karen and Brad. You know what I'm saying? Jeez.
ready for keyboard tough guys.
Right? Brad, yeah, I got it, Tuff Guy. Here it is. Watch this here. Dude, like I'm his dude. I ain't your dude, Brad. Dude, you seem like the only guy in town that isn't generally pleased with the transformation of downtown Detroit. Always seem to be looking for the boogeyman. Jeez. Says Brad.
The boogeyman?
Yeah. Hey, dude, like you should be pleased with his bullshit. Okay, one more. This one's from Buddy.
That sounds real.
Buddy got a lion logo, and Brad has a Sparky Anderson logo, right? Really not dudes. I'm interested in talk with major things. Like Robert Davis puts his name on it. I talked to him. Okay. So Buddy writes, why is the skyscraper a grift? So first of all, fuck off, Brad. And Buddy, I can't do all your work. I've been doing it for years. You send me a sentence and you expect me to answer that. You could go to AI and go, what does LeDuff mean that Gilbert's skyscraper's a grift? Please explain through work he's done. And it'll lay it out for you. Okay, here you go, Brad. You ready, Brad? Brad, I'm very pleased what's going on downtown. Well, what goes on downtown has an effect on what goes on in the neighborhoods, which is a whole lot of fuck all. It is fucked up out there. Trash everywhere, demolition holes, abandoned houses. It's a freaking lie. People got shot in Indian Village, and we didn't hear about it for a murder in Indian Village, and the police didn't tell you anything about it.
For a long time.
Okay, so what happens downtown affects all of us. Brad, let me give it to you. Brad, hey buddy, listen, here's your grift. That skyscraper getting built for 10 years. How do you build a skyscraper for 10 years and not lose your ass? I'll tell you how. Number one, Gilbert's entitled to tax capture. So now that GM's headquarters moved from the Renaissance Center to this little bullshit over here that we fund, he gets to capture half of all the income tax of the GM employees. That comes straight out of the state budget, straight out of the city budget.
Yep.
That has a massive effect.
And the library and schools.
Yeah. Now, here we go, Brad. While he's building the other tower, it's taking him 10. We got a little tower that GM's in, and we have the big tower, Brad. It doesn't have walls in it, Brad. Doesn't have wiring, Brad. It don't have ceilings, Brad. 10 years. How can you even afford this? I tell you how, Brad. Under this tax incremental finance and brownfield development shit that Gilbert lobbied for, wrote, and got, fucker got $650 million backloaded. Once these things are done, you get to capture income tax of the people working and living in it. Sales tax, property tax. Okay, so right now the people working on the skyscraper, he gets to capture their income tax.
Correct.
He claimed in his last filing, and now the Free Press is suing because they're hiding it. The Department of Treasury is hiding the deal we're doing with public money with Gilbert. He claimed 1,300 employees on the new building. J.C. Rendell, these guys is a killer. You know who he is at the Free Press. He does the forensic shit. He totaled it all. These 1,300, the amount of man hours, was equivalent to 90 full-time jobs. So the way that it's self-attestation. So what's his real estate arm? Bedrock. Bedrock files and goes, okay, we need the sales tax from an estimated 1,300 guys. Some guys make 40 an hour, some make 20, average it 30 an hour. We get those income taxes, but they don't have to say who worked there. Like a guy drops off a sandwich, he counts. Amazon guy, he counts, right? Guy. So he's capturing sales tax out of the state budget or income tax.
And those aren't new jobs either. I mean, these are a lot of people work to the Renaissance. They're just
that's
over.
them.
Yeah.
But then, okay, you're claiming 1,300 guys are working on it. That's not true. But you're pulling the money for it, Brad. Brad, I'm against it, Brad. Are you getting me, buddy? You getting the grift? Now let me give you the other grift, Bud. I like Bud. At least he wanted to know.
Yeah.
Here's the grift on the back end. Mike Duggan, crook. He's out of there, and it's because of the dirt. It's 100% because the FBI is all over that shit. On the back end of this skyscraper deal, once it's built, you get to start capturing all the taxes we just mentioned, right?
Correct.
Duggan said, we don't give any money up front. Want to know how we gave money up front? Brad, here's the grift, Brad. Oh, by the way, it's a shit erector set building, Brad. So, no, I'm not pleased with it. We gave him the land for $1, Brad, and he's not going to have to pay no fucking property tax, Brad. Now, on the back end, he gets to collect for 30 years all of these taxes. But we gave him a check up front. Want to know how we gave him cash? He simply went back to the state of Michigan. Gilbert said, I want you to issue bonds so they're tax-free, and I'm going to sell them to hedge funds and private investors. The future taxes that I'm going to capture. And he gets the money up front. So it's a $150 million check right up front, Brad. And now they want to do this shit with the Renaissance Center. Walking around like it's fait accompli and it's done. Brad, this is socialism. Gilbert is participating in corporate socialism where you pick the winners and losers. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yep.
It's crony capitalism. Same shit. It is wrong. Brad, that's the deal. So, spray paint a little statue. It's that one you could wrap your head around. Like, what the fuck's going on down here?
There's a statue, by the way, Robert. See it?
Where?
Right, no,
oh, you see
right
it?
there, yeah.
That's the statue?
Yeah, it's 27 feet.
You wouldn't pay $1 million for that?
No.
They had to pull the side of the skyscraper off to get it in. So, what do you think that cost? Another $1 million?
Another $1 million, easily.
So, I mean, come on, man. What you want out of me? Dude, you see the... Go fuck off, Brad. Man, I'm put your picture on it, right?
Absolutely.
There's what, just to show that you don't get to me. I'll read a nice one. Best hometown protector in America. Thank you, sir. You're welcome, Dane. Love you, Charlie. Love you too, Ann. Just to let you know how it is.
Absolutely.
I don't look at the hate, but it just, you gotta be aware, man, or we're not gonna get anywhere.
Absolutely.
How did all this happen to us? Like NAFTA and all our shit's gone and nobody paid attention. And world economic collapse because we undid the banking laws and nobody paid attention. And Obamacare blew a hole in healthcare and nobody watched. You know what I mean? Or we're going into Iraq. Why are we going into Iraq? And everybody buying into it. We can't. Mm-hmm. The thing I say to look at is always the big boring thing. Like the big beautiful bill. There's going to be some consequences sometime 5-10 years from now that we can't see.
Well, of course, you're feeling the repercussions now too. But unfortunately, that's the way the cookie crumbles.
So that's a grift.
Oh, anything Dan Gilbert. He everything he has in the city is giving it to him. Everything. He owns the city. For nothing.
It does.
But
it does
a few
look better.
campaign contributions to Mike Duggan and others, and that's it. That's the cheap price to play.
He got it through. Whitmer's involved with it. I just talked to some people at Lansing, trying to make it a budget item. Hall's going to get it through the House is to increase this brownfield fund by another $300 million, so it goes over there to the Renaissance Center.
And that's revenue that should be going towards the Detroit Public Library, the Wayne County Community College, the Detroit Public Schools. And most people don't understand is that all of those tax increment revenue that's captured through the DDA and the Brownsfield, they come from the tax revenue that would have gone to these other public entities. And it should be a few years ago, someone started to do a story on how the Detroit Public Library was complaining how their revenue was significantly reduced due to these captures to pay for Little Caesars Arena. Now Dan Gilbert's skyscraper.
Yeah.
People need to understand that those private business entities and enterprises aren't paying for it. It's your tax dollars being diverted and captured that should be going towards improving the Detroit public schools. You mean to tell me the Detroit public schools doesn't need an additional $100 million?
Well, it looks great, Robert. So you and I are the only ones complaining.
No, and that's the problem.
But these motherfuckers are empty down here.
Yeah, I mean, people say, man, I went to a concert at Little Caesars Arena. I went to the Pistons game. Who cares when Johnny can't go to a nice school in the city of Detroit?
Yeah, and let's face it, these would get built anyway because there's a revenue stream.
Right.
You're
they
gonna
don't need our tax dollars to.
Exactly. They don't pay for
corporate
themselves.
welfare.
It's welfare, Brad. And we can't get it back, Brad. So and I like sports radio. I listen to 97.1 The Ticket. That's what I listen to when I drive. The amount invested in the Tigers front office intrigue, right? Tarek Skubel's, 1,000 strikeout. Like, that's what we're doing?
Right.
This shit is also sport. It's blood sport.
Yeah.
And it really does affect you. Brad, see you next week. Thanks, Robert.
Appreciate you.
I bet she's a paid operative. You know all these politicians, for these campaigns, they put people on the payroll to do social media.
Oh, absolutely. Under fake names.
Yeah. Pussy.